Welcome to Cooking with Insightful Nana. Today we're going to fix apple crisp. It's fall, it's chilly, and the apples are ripe and crisp. The fragrance of apple crisp cooking in your oven is delightful. This is an easy recipe and is so good your family will love it. These are the ingredients for our apple crisp. I'm using Golden Delicious apples. I like them. I like the flavor, and they hold the shape of the apple real well without turning into sauce. And I'll be using between 6 and 7 apples. I'll be using 1.5 cups of sugar, 1.5 cups of quick oats, 1 cup of butter or 2 squares, 1 cup of flour, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm also going to use the zest of a lemon. Gives it a little special flavor. I'm going to cut 1 cup of softened butter, which is 2 cubes, and 1 cup of flour together. I'm going to cut this until it forms small peas, about the size of small peas. Same as making pie crust, but you're using butter instead of shortening. I've added 1.5 cups of brown sugar, and I will continue to cut the brown sugar into the flour and the butter mixture. I've added 1.5 cups of oats, quick 1-minute oats, and I'm going to continue to cut the oats into the mixture. I'm going to toss about a teaspoon of cinnamon into our mixture. Now if you like it a little bit more cinnamon, you can add that at this time. But I don't think I'd add more than another 1/2 teaspoon. This completes our topping for our apple crisp. Now we'll zest our lemon. You can buy a zesting blade, but I'm just using a regular shredder here, and there is a zesting side on one of the 4 corners, and that's what we're going to use to zest our lemon. I have zested all of the outside or the peel of the lemon. I don't take a measurement, I just use a small to a medium lemon and just take off the peel by zesting it. Here's a little cooking tip. When I do my apples, I quarter them, peel them and core them, and I put them in cold water. And then I squeeze a little lemon juice from the lemon that we zested over the apples to keep them from going dark until I can get them in my pan. So just squeeze a little lemon into the water, and that will keep your apples from turning dark. I've sliced my apples into my baking dish. I'm using a little larger baking dish here, and this is a 10 by 14. You can use the smaller pan if you'd like, but I used large apples. I used all 7 of the large apples so I could put it in this larger baking dish. But anyway, I'm going to sprinkle the zest now, the lemon zest, on top of the apples. At this time, if you like a little bit of extra cinnamon, you can sprinkle a little extra cinnamon on top if you like a little bit more cinnamon on your apples. Now's the time to add the crunch. I'm just going to sprinkle this across the top. And you can use as much as you like or as little as you like. I like lots of crunch, so I'm going to cover mine pretty heavily. I'm putting our crunch in a 350 oven for about 35 minutes, and we'll check it then. Our apple crisp is done. It took about 45 minutes rather than the 35 minutes. We wanted the top to be slightly browned and our apples to be bubbling. You can see the apples on the side of your pan. We'll be serving this with ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I let it cool a little bit, but I do like to serve it warm. Doesn't this apple crisp look delicious? I like to serve mine with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. I like to serve it warm, but it's really good at room temperature also. For this recipe and other recipes, join us at insightfulnana.com. Till later.